I Am Dead Part 5. I'm sorry about that, people. Good God. What was that? I heard something. Oh, it's the birds. Alright. Good God, there they go again. There you go. Here we go. So we just have to find two things. And then we'll be done.
I love camping. We've come to Shelmerston every summer with the kids for years. Okay, our tent is a bit bright, but that means the kids can always see it. Greg seemed angry about everything this year. He told us our tent was outside of the regulation colours, and being around the kids seemed to really upset him. They were only being kids, just running around playing. Greg was blowing that bloody whistle every 5 minutes.
Well, then maybe
One day,
he didn't
Greg
like.
confiscated my little one's kite.
No.
He was terrifying. We still sometimes get nightmares about it. I had to do something.
Maybe he doesn't like.
When I saw Greg put the whistle down, I pinched it and took out the pea.
No,
You
why
know,
would he
the thing that
want
makes
to
the
do that?
noise. I threw that pea somewhere Greg would never find it. You should have seen his face when he blew his whistle and nothing happened.
I always wondered how Greg managed to get so good at hand whistling.
God. If she says she doing it somewhere, it could be around here. Oh, I found it.
The smell of rabbit poo. It doesn't excite me the way it used to when I was alive.
Why would everybody be excited? I'm not gonna say nothing. Okay. Let's take this one. No. Wait, is it this one? Oh wait. Here we go.
My whole life I've dreamed of seeing a Jemson's sea owl. One day, I read the news that a guy on this little island called Shelmerston had discovered one. I had to see it.
Oh, really?
The only B&B on the island booked up really fast, so we decided to stay at the temporary campsite set up by the guy who discovered the sea owl, Greg Litherland. The atmosphere was amazing. There were twitchers from all over the world come to see it. Greg had given the owl a name, David Abrahams. A bit weird, but I guess he was the one who found it. And because it had no mate, it was lonely, and he'd made a model female owl out of concrete. That's quite impressive. I got to know Greg a bit during my stay. He really seemed to resent all the noise and fuss on the island. His island, as he thought of it. And the irony was that he was the one who'd got everyone excited about coming to Shelmerston.
Now, why
Greg
would he
told us he'd
think
take us up
about
in groups to the
his-
owl's nest site, but I snuck up early with my camera. It saw me and it flew off hooting and I didn't get a picture. I was gutted. I had to make do with a picture of the model. He wasn't the same.
Oh, Lord.
Ah, I
Now we have
remember
to
that.
find that.
All those bird watchers suddenly arriving and nowhere for them to stay. I didn't think Greg had it in him to start a campsite, but he somehow pulled it together.
Wait. Is it maybe this one? And speaking about that, I think I found something. Yeah, I think I found something. There we go, I found it.
Oh, poor old David Abrahams.
You'll be okay. Oh, there's one more over there. Oh, little girl.
My best thing is throwing discs. I'm really good. I like playing with Dan and Todd. It's our favourite thing when we go camping on Shelmerston. One time, Greg Niflin came up the beach, all red-faced like an angry tomato. He pointed at a sign. It said, "No throwing games." He was yelling and shouting at us. He told me to give him my disc, but I wouldn't. I threw it high up into the air. And it went bang into a massive bird. Then the bird fell into the sea.
Why would
I
you
felt so
do
awful.
that?
I never meant to
That's why I'm all
hurt birds.
quiet.
The whole thing was terrible.
Oh,
Mr. Liffalam was screaming. He waded into the sea, picked up that bird, and carried it back to the beach. He was crying and crying. I'm sorry, Mr. Liffaland.
oh God. There we go.
Oh, Greg. Poor guy. Oh, and that poor bird. I guess that explains why he was always so prickly.
I found it.
I love these things. Reminds me of our walks on the beach.
Yep. Got that.
Woof! Okay, I've got his scent. It was quite faint, but I'm a very good dog. Let's go find him.
Alright. You're free to go. Oh, there he is. 15 out of 15. got it. Oh, hello. Well, he looks kind of half mad then, but there he is.
Greg! Oh, hello.
Morris, what are you doing here? Oh, hello there, pup.
Hi, Greg.
You can talk now. Rather prefer my animals when they don't talk.
Yeah,
Oh,
Greg,
God.
we need to ask you. Would you be interested in being the next island custodian? It's a very important job.
Oh, no, absolutely not. This is your mess. You can sort it out.
What, my mess? How do you mean?
You dug her up. I warned you and I warned you when we were still alive that those archaeological digs were a bad idea. And now we know exactly how bad.
Well, now hold on, Greg. That's not how that works.
Oh, isn't it? Talking dog. 3,000 years, no eruptions.
It's like
You
we
dig
told
Aggie
you
up,
and we
and
told you not to
suddenly
dig
her grip
nothing.
on the island is weakening. Well, some coincidence that sounds like.
I didn't. I never did.
No. There's no way I'm doing that job. It's too much obligation, it's not my responsibility, and frankly, one lifetime of humans was plenty for me. Now, I'm going to stay right here until I can find David Abrams.
Fine. Thanks, Greg. See ya, I suppose.
Thanks, Greg.
It's not looking good, is it, old girl?
Don't worry, Morris. I hate it when you worry. It makes me nervous.
He's waiting for David Abrams. I guess I'm like him in that way. The most
Yeah,
important person
my
in my
God.
life wasn't technically a person. More like an island.
Yes, the island. This island. A whole island's worth of people and stories. Not like Greg at all. Everyone loves you.
Really? Well, loved me, perhaps, past tense.
No, they still do. And there's one more person who loves you we need to talk to. Our last prospect. I just know we're getting close now.
Hey, Sparky, how do you know all this stuff? I mean, you're just my dog, aren't you?
Question is he really your
Nobody
dog?
is just anything, Morris. I'm
Maybe
mostly
she's
the
a
dog you raised, but
Aggie.
I'm also kind of a messenger, a scout, part of something bigger. Aggie sent me to help guide you.
Aggie sent you?
No time to explain, Morris.
Okay,
We
never
have to
mind
get to the
then.
last prospect.
Well, however it came to be, I'm glad I get to spend more time with you, old friend.
So am I, Morris.
Maybe
now,
it's not
off to
Aggie.
see Samphire
Or
down at the
maybe it is.
harbour.
Ah, Sam. Yeah, lead the way, girl.
Oh. Boats are down the sun.
Ah, the harbour. I always loved watching the boats come in and out. Never did get around to expanding the fishing exhibit, did I? You remember coming down here with me?
I'd have liked it better if you'd have let me swim.
I love your confidence, Sparky. But you always thought yourself a bigger dog than you actually were.
Oh. Lots more boats than there used to be, though, aren't there?
Certainly are. Shelmiston got busy. Though this is busier than even I remember. Say, how long have we been doing this search?
Oh, I don't know, Morris. Once you're dead, time seems to be a bit less important.
Does it? Oh, I don't know. I suppose it seems a bit galling that time and everything else keeps moving even though I've stopped. Makes a man feel unimportant.
Oh, you're not unimportant, Morris. You're saving the island. And to do that, we better go find some people who remember Samphire.
Yes, Sam surely understands the feeling of watching everything change. Fish folk live for what, 200 years? That's no small amount of change.
Not volcano change, though, Morris. And that's what we need to avoid. Off we go!
Of course, off we go. Wait, what? Am I looking the right birth? 1904 to 2010? God damn, that's really old. Well, let's... Oh, there's a boat here already.
By the time Sam started as the harbour controller in '79, the fishing industry in Shelmiston was on its arse. No way to compete with those factory trawlers from the mainland, was there? Couldn't moor those things anywhere near the island, even if we had them. Of course we were all smuggling, stands to reason, done it? There was no money. All those old fishing sheds on the quay, the ones the tourists like, were falling down. Whole place looked, pardon me, like a tip. There was a lot of trouble at first. Sam trying to stick by the rules and catch us out any way they could, and us trying any which way to give her the runabout. Wasn't easy, mind you. She was smart, that Sam. You never knew when they were going to pop her head out of the water beside your tub. And to be fair to Sam, some of them smuggling boys were bad ones. Worse stuff than booze in some of them boats, that's the truth. Probably know about things Sam couldn't stop to.
Okay.
But in time, Sam started to see how things were, how we do things, and we came to an understanding of sorts. If Sam turned a blind eye to a bit of the decent stuff, the harmless stuff, then we'd report the worst of it. I mean, we all want to keep the seas safe, stands to reason. Plus, Sam was partial to a bottle or two of the sheep shank on occasion. Oh, yeah. Sam was sharp as a gutting knife. They made us hand over some of the, shall we say, dividends to fix up the quay. All them sheds and that. Make them into something we'd be proud of. Turn things around for Shelmiston. Now we get more of those tourists since the big ferry started, and they love a day out on a boat. Ken takes them all out, he does. At the same time, Sam organised a kind of work-sharing thing with the fish folk. Got some of them to swim along with the fishing boats, help them locate the biggest shoals. Gave those big trawlers
so
with all their
that's
fancy
her
radar
kind.
gear a run for their
so
money.
Humans and
All
her
never been
kind
good
are
players,
working
that's for sure.
together, I see.
Thanks to Sam, we hold our own. Bless her.
Alright.
I reckon I still have a bottle or two of sheep shank stashed away at the museum. Don't suppose anyone will ever drink them now.
Alright, so it's a bottle. Okay. Wait, is this it? Oh yeah, I found it.
Ah, a different kind of spirit to the ones we've been looking for.
Oh yeah, look at that. I mean... Okay, yeah. So we found one. Alright, let's try over here.
I'm getting the scent of Grenkins again, Morris. I'll pop up to let you know when we're close to one.
How about we down? Because we... Well, those can be hard to find, damn it.
It was the 6th summer after I spawned that I went to my first Aggie's Day ceremony. You know, Aggie, the dry cider who saved the world from cracking in two. We don't go on land until we're 6 years old. It's all swimming, wafting around. Standing up is hard at first, the weight distribution. Anyway, I went up dry side for the ceremony, and that was where I first met Sam. It
Okay.
was so all that shell blowing. I was bored, and my body felt dry and heavy. I was too young, really. There were souvenir stores selling bracelets with little stones of polished lava. I wanted one so bad I would not shut up about it. Sam saw I was fed up. They took me up the beach, away to the dunes, and Sam gave me a little polished stone of my own to play with. Had a heart of gold, they did. It wasn't until years later that I found out it was a tiny replica of the one Aggie died on. We became good friends. Sam helped a lot. They were always on my side. My pod, we were quite traditional, didn't like us working with the dry-siders, but Sam talked me into going for the job as a diver on the new harbour. If it wasn't for them, I don't think I'd have tried. That stone was my lucky charm. I took it with me when I went for the interview, and I took it down with me when I went on my first dive.
So wait.
I had a pocket made specially in my tool belt. Sam took me under their fin, invited me out to the camel, and let me stay with them in Blythe on the ferry if it was a late one. And there were plenty of late ones. Karaoke nights are still my favourites. Every time I feel that lucky stone in my pocket, I think of Sam.
I know what.
I remember all the fish folk coming up on the beach for Aggie's Day when I was a lad. Seems less of a big deal these days. I guess they still celebrate it, but, well, it's a lot more sedate. Back then, oh, it was a huge event.
It could be this one. Found it. Sorry, I just like the song.
Magic stones? I knew humans were superstitious, but I thought the fish folk would be a bit more savvy.
Alright everyone, I am going to stop right here and continue on where I left off. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to ring the bell for notifications for new videos. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. This is Angela Gamer Girl, signing off.